the time is ticking down, and just anticipating this new trailer and to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran, what they've created here. I mean, this movie is written and directed by James Gunn, and it will set the tone thematically and stylistically, set the foundations of what this new DC universe will look like. It's completely his vision. He wrote and directed this film, so it's completely his interpretation of Superman, a younger Superman, and his conflict of having to navigate being this superhero and having to deal with his love for humanity, but also grappling with being an alien effectively and dealing with his own heritage. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, without the origin story, without his origin arc that has been omitted from this movie. So we're just going to deal with a Superman, a well-established Superman on Earth, as well as other superheroes. So we're going to see how they're going to convey that type of narrative, because it's not been done before, not in live action anyway. And James Gunn, his style of directing, he is able to balance humor, theatrics, and emotion and spectacle. But dare I say, I'm sorry to say this, but I feel my biggest trepidation with this whole project, with this piece, is James Gunn.
Pardon me?
Because whilst he is brilliant at, you know, certain pieces like Guardians of the Galaxy, this was his original take and it worked to a degree, because I loved the sequel. I didn't love Guardians 1, Volume 1 or Volume 3. I mean, Volume 3 was okay. I really didn't care for Volume 1, but I fell in love with Volume 2.
I'm very poppin', y'all!
But the style of directing is quite frenetic, and some of the humor is okay.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro!
In terms of action sequences, it's okay. It's not outstanding. For me, I would have been more confident in this project, sorry to say, but the Russo brothers, they really do understand what it means to craft a well-rounded superhero piece. They just know how to balance emotion, theatrics, spectacle with fantastic special effects, fantastic well-choreographed action sequences, and produce a comprehensive story. No matter how many characters, they're able to juggle and give each character appropriate narrative, arc, motivation, and also shine upon their frailties and their strengths. Somehow the Russos, they just have the ability to do that. I can't speak about their projects outside of the MCU. I can only speak to what they've been able to achieve in Marvel, especially with Infinity War. For me, that's one of the best superhero movies ever of all time. I mean, it's just an absolute marvel, pardon the pun, but it is so brilliantly done. I wouldn't change a thing about that movie. Endgame, I had my issues with Endgame. I've grown to love it as years have gone by. I've grown to appreciate it more. And I would have tweaked quite a lot in that movie, but Infinity War is a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie. And for me, I would have had more confidence if it was the Russos directing this. And with Superman, is such a precious character that you have to think about all of the facets of his character, of his characteristics, his intelligence, his humanity, his benevolence, his leadership. He is a very erudite character. He's a very diplomatic character. He's a very aspirational and inspirational character. And a problem-solving character, you know, and a very caring and emotionally intelligent character, you know, and nobody has portrayed those attributes better than Christopher Reeve. So I'm not one to always hark on back to, oh, nobody's ever going to outshine Christopher Reeve. I'm hoping that there's somebody, because art should progress, not regress. And thus far, from what I've seen of any Superman project, it's kind of like has regressed when you compare it to what Christopher Reeve was able to do at age 24. It's so crazy that he was just 24 when he did that role, but he really respected the character and embodied as well as crafted the character, because he had his own ideas, you know, the flying, the banking to the left, banking to the right, and all of those things. He really did take the character seriously in a way that I haven't seen thus far with Superman at all since his portrayal of the character. So I'm hoping that James Gunn, I know he's a major fan, I follow him on Instagram, he absolutely adores everything, as we all do, Christopher Reeve and what Richard Donner did. So I'm hoping that he will kind of move the pendulum a bit from the frenetic and humorous type of directing to a more stoic sort of directing with gravitas, also with touches of humour that appeals to everyone, shall we say. I don't wish to sound condescending or be, you know, derogatory to James Gunn. It's just that I just honestly feel personally, everyone is in their own rights, you know, it's all subjective. I just feel that the Russo brothers would be a more confident and safer hands with Superman. That's my own personal opinion. Before the Russos, I would have said James Cameron, but after watching The Way of Water, child, no. James Cameron needs a sit-down conversation. He needs to veer away from focusing on special effects and move the pendulum back to great storytelling and writing. That's why when I watched Dune Part 2, I was like, James Cameron really needs to go to the cinema and watch Dune Part 2 and have a conversation with Denis Villeneuve and get back to great storytelling, great dialogue, great narrative, and arcs that we care about. Way of Water, I couldn't care less about them damn kids. I'm sorry, I just didn't resonate, you know. For example, season 1 of Stranger Things, you really care about those kids, you really do. Way of Water, they were irritating. It's like, oh God, can we just get back to Sully and Neytiri, you know? So I would have said James Cameron many moons ago. Today, not so much. For me, the only two are the Russo brothers, but I'm hoping that James Gunn would prove me wrong, because so much is predicated on this teaser, on this trailer. And that's my thoughts. So guys, let me know your thoughts, please comment below. This is kind of like a sit down, one-to-one conversational. I feel like I'm having a word with you directly, but please leave your thoughts below. What's your concerns, your main concerns about the trailer if you've watched it? Your hopes going forward for the full trailer. Right now I'm speaking to you, I haven't watched the trailer as yet, the teaser, sorry, as yet. I'm just sitting down, just muddling and just reflecting on what I would like to see, my concerns with this project. I didn't add this part to my main introductory type of video. This is just kind of, okay, let me just sit down and just have a reflective moment with you guys. I would like to go live at some point to have a sit-down conversation with you guys and just really delve into the nitty-gritty of all of this, because there's so much to be said. There's so much to be said. I mean, although, as I say, my channel name is Luna Avengers. I fell in love with Avengers. This just migrated into my heart, and so I just titled my channel name that way. But I grew up watching DC content. That's the bizarre thing. And Superman is my favourite superhero because of Christopher Reeve. After that is very much Marvel characters, you know. But Superman is my fave, a very precious character given its history and the topsy-turvy roller coaster ride that this character and Warner Brothers have had with this character. And we're at a stage by which it just can't fail, I'm afraid. The trailer has to be on point. It has to be transcendent. It has to be, oh God, it has to be as good as what, you know, like Infinity War type of trailer. I'm sorry, but, you know, it has to be on point. And I feel like, okay, James Gunn is good, but I don't know. I'm cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic. Optimistic solely because of that motion art poster that they released the other day. It was absolutely glorious. It was just a gift, and that really elevated my intrigue into this piece, into this project, and it gave me a sense of hope. Pardon the pun, but it did. And that's why I am I'm more confident today as I was last week or whatever. Last week I was like, oh yeah, the trailer, you know, but now it's like, okay, the trailer. That's my thoughts. But please comment below, let me know your thoughts. If you've watched the trailer, what did you think? What would you like to see from the full trailer? Let me know, please comment below. And once again, my name is Luna Rhodes, channel name Luna Avengers. Please do subscribe, hit that thumbs up as well as that notification bell for more content, and I shall see you on the flip. Just 1 more hour until the trailer drops and you'll get my full, my full reaction and review coming up. And I'll be joined with one of my besties. He's going to be off camera, but we're going to have a full convo on the trailer, the teaser, and hope it's a good one. Fingers crossed. See you soon. Adios, and wishing you a fabulous weekend and Christmas ahead. But obviously I'll be back before then, and yeah, bye.